In a rapidly evolving financial landscape where information travels instantly and public trust is continuously tested, the strength of our communication is inseparable from the strength of our institutions. And at the heart of that communication is our partnership with you, the media of the ECCU. So as we gather over the next 2 days, not just to share ideas, we gather to deepen the relationship that is critical to the development of our currency union and the wider Caribbean. Connecting, one of the key words from the theme, and I phrase that as connecting with purpose. For more than 4 decades, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank has stood as a pillar of stability in our region. This year, we will be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the EC dollar peg. This agreement tying the EC dollar to the US dollar at 2.70 was signed on July 7th, 1976. This is a remarkable achievement, one that has anchored confidence, preserved value, symbolized stability, and supported economic resilience across our member countries. That success, however, did not happen in isolation. It required clear communication, consistent policy signals, and a shared understanding between the ECCB, the governments, the markets, and the public. Valencia Grant, one of the communications officers in the CRD, has been doing tremendous research for us as she's on the committee for the celebration of that 50th anniversary. We will be contacting you in due course as we are also looking to partner with you in the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the EC dollar peg. Engaging for impact. Our engagement must go deeper. That word again comes back. It must be intentional, inclusive, and informed by evidence. Through the ECCB's research agenda, we will gain valuable insights into the economic realities facing our region, from productivity challenges and financial inclusion gaps to the opportunities presented by digital transformation and climate resilience. These findings will be shared with you as they reinforce a critical point. Policy effectiveness depends on public understanding and participation. This is where our partnership takes life, and your role becomes indispensable. As media practitioners, you are not just conveyors of information. You are interpreters, educators, and amplifiers. Your work shapes public perception, influences behavior, and ultimately strengthens accountability. When we engage effectively with clarity, accuracy, and context, we empower citizens to make better financial decisions and to participate meaningfully in the economic life of the region. Aligning for the future, the big push. On March 31st, 2026, at 6 p.m., right here, we'll be launching the ECCB Strategic Plan 2026 to 2031 under the theme, Collective Action for Shared Prosperity. And we expect to see you online and in person for those of you in St. Kitts and Nevis. Our alignment is especially critical as we advance ECCB's Big Push agenda, a bold and transformative strategy with the theme, Collective Action for Shared Prosperity, aimed at accelerating growth, building resilience, and improving the quality of life for the people of the Eastern Caribbean. Part of our mission is to advance the good of the people of the region, where they don't just strive, but they thrive. And this strategic plan will outline our initiatives and strategies for a thriving ECCU. The agenda calls for actions across our theaters of transformation: wealth creation for the financial sector transformation. And at this point, I want to say that the Eastern Caribbean Home Mortgage Bank this year is celebrating its 30th year. The Eastern Caribbean Stock Exchange last year celebrated its 25th year. And this year, we'll be celebrating 25 years this year. And last year, the Eastern Caribbean Security Regulatory Commission celebrated its 25th year. All of that aiming to deepen wealth creation in our region. Because the Big Push agenda speaks to, or asks the question, how do we double the GDP within 10 years? That call was issued in January 2023. So it means we're 3 years into this 10 years. So we have 7 years left. But on a personal level, the question is also relevant. How do we double our individual wealth within 10 years? Because if the economy doubles its growth, it should follow that we should be able to double our own individual wealth. And even if we don't get to doubling, we need to be further than where we are today in the next 7 years. So make that a goal, whether it is to save a small amount consistently every month, and then to look for investment opportunities. True wealth creation comes from much more than savings. Human capital development, the second theater of transformation. Food and nutrition security, together with climate resilience. Energy security, tourism, digital transformation, logistics and shipping, and all of that tied in nicely with citizen empowerment. We must be empowered. And one of our clearest expressions of this empowerment is the bank's campaign from savers to investors. And I explained a little bit on that. So that call is not just a call for, changing our minds, a mindset shift. It is also a cultural shift. Because while in the Caribbean we may be diligent savers, we are not great investors. To a large extent, we are very risk averse. And what it is asking for is that we need to shift our mindset, take a cultural shift to move from savers to investors. Because we have recognized that savings alone does not lead to wealth creation or sustained wealth creation. So this is not merely a financial adjustment that we must make. It is a cultural transformation. We want our citizens to build wealth, not just to preserve it, to participate in the capital markets, to support entrepreneurship and innovation, and ultimately contribute to a more dynamic and resilient regional economy. And earlier I told you about ECHMB, ECSE, and ECSRC. And they are doing tremendous work. So again, look out for news from them, for partnering with those three institutions as they unroll their plans in the coming year and beyond to ensure that not only are we encouraging people to move from savers to investors, but we're putting the enabling environment to also protect investors. And another initiative of the bank that will be launched later this year is the Office of Financial Conduct. For years, we have been complaining, we have been hearing the cries that persons feel that the banks, and especially as the banks sector merged in the region, that the rights of consumers, of customers were a bit compromised. OFC will give us the legal teeth that our agreement did not give us to be able to manage that. And as well as the Eastern Caribbean Financial Stability Board that will look at the non-LFI. So that will include the credit unions, insurance companies, and the pension, the greater regulation of that sector. Because we recognize that our financial strength is critical for the growth and development of the Eastern Caribbean. And in fact, it's one of the mandates of the ECCB. So this cultural transformation that I spoke about cannot happen without understanding, conviction, and commitment. And understanding, conviction, and commitment cannot happen without effective communication. And here again is another key role for you to play and for deepening the partnership between ECCB and you, the media practitioners. So you will help to translate complex financial concepts into relatable stories. You will help to demystify investing, and you help to build confidence. In reality, you play a critical role to move our people from hesitation to participation. And so our call as we move forward is simple but profound. We want to connect with you more intentionally. That word again. So I think the word of today, of my word of today, is intentional. Sharing timely, accurate, and relevant information. We want to engage with you more meaningfully, fostering dialogue and not just dissemination. So we want you to not just be putting out information. Let's have a dialogue. There are questions you wish to ask of an area you are not, so sure about. We're here as your partners to guide you, to help you, and to enhance your own capacity. And we also want to align more strategically, ensuring that our messages support the shared goals of collective action, stability, growth, and shared prosperity. The ECCB remains committed to openness, transparency, and collaboration. So this workshop is one of our many steps in strengthening that commitment. Together, with strong partnerships between the ECCB and yourselves, the media, or around the ECCU, we can ensure that our people are informed, empowered, and ready to seize the opportunities ahead. So I want to thank you on behalf of the Governor and all of us at ECCB for your continued partnership, for your presence here today, in person and online. And I want to wish God's blessings for productive and engaging workshop. I always say, what you put into anything is what you will get. You've made it here. Participate, share, learn from each other, but more importantly, widen your network. By the end of the 2 days, you should know the names of every person. You should have their contact numbers so that that partnership is with us, but even among yourselves, intentional. So have a wonderful 2 days and blessings aplenty. Thank you.